Hello, welcome or welcome back to Italian Oraculum. I'm Danilo. Today I wanted to use the Alphonse Maria Mucha Oracle cards. This is a deck from Lo Scarabeo, and as you can see here, we have no titles, nor keywords, nothing on the card. It's just the illustrations, and I did like an experimental reading with these cards, and I don't really vibe with the descriptions and the indications given in the guidebook, because some of the illustrations, some of the characters, some of the colors, they give me a different vibe compared to how they're described, and so I decided to read them intuitively. And today I want to do a reading for you in this way. Now, as cards, these are better used, in my opinion, for your your feelings, your attitude, your roles in life, your roles in a relationship, whether it is a working relationship, a couple relationship, family or friends. But I feel like this oracle is good to describe these sort of things, your role in different situations, both from an emotional point of view, a practical point of view, an attitude point of view, and maybe a persona you sort of have built about yourself. And I want to try and do a progressive reading. So I'm not asking you to choose a pile of cards, I'm not asking you to think a question, I'm not asking you to pick a number, I'm just asking you to listen and try to understand how what I'm saying is applying to your actual situations, your life, yourselves in general. So let's begin. I want to get to maybe, no, it's a continuative reading, so I'm just going to draw a card at a time and then maybe try to see them together after some time. So first card, we have a character that seems to be spiritually advanced. It's a female presenting character. She seems to have this crown of stars. There are stars behind her, kind of in a circular pattern. So it's like they are coming out of her back or kind of surrounding her. She has two flowers in her hands, one in her hair. Her clothing is just a sort of drape, so it's and like that sort of Greek or Roman sort of image, sort of vibe, and I feel like in this card we have an attitude of clarity and illumination and waiting for the moment to do something. The positions of the hands, the closed or downward looking eyes. I feel like this person is charging their energy, is charging their power, gathering their forces, knowledge, instruments, whatever it is, to then act when the time is coming. So you are in a phase of waiting for the right moment to act. Meanwhile, you have to reach this level of clarity, this level of security, this level of illumination. You have to gather your strength, gather your knowledge, get your resources, whatever it is. It's a preparation sort of phase. Because there are people evaluating you. You are the character in the white gown, and you have around you people that are clearly capable, clearly, like from a first glance, more accomplished, we could say, as people, but they are where they are going to be. You are still in a growth phase. You still have potential to grow, to better, to rise above your situation. So this evaluation, this sort of maybe judgment, maybe fake complimentation, fake worry about your situation is going to be challenging for you, is going to be limiting for you. You have to be again prepared to take a leap when a leap of faith, an actual is it a jump of quality? Anyway, step above where you are right now, and in doing so, you will leave them behind and humbled. I see this evolution of the character kind of rising above the other one with these lilies. So this right now I feel like the Lenormand card of the lilies, the clarity, the truth, the harmony is connected here, and also lilies as a sort of common flower for funerals. I feel like there is a death of a relationship or of a social dynamic of some sort, and you rising above, showing your true colors, showing your light and your actual valor to these other people. And in here, I feel like we are seeing your future in different scales. On one side, there are the material accomplishments. On one side, there are the personal, maybe spiritual, maybe philosophical, maybe psychological achievements, which are even greater than what is shown to others, even greater than what others may see. So from the outside, you're going to look established, you're going to look decorated, you're going to look in power, you're going to look like someone who has achieved their goal, someone who is happy, someone who has everything. Meanwhile, in your own head, you are way more aware of how you got there, the sacrifices to get there, the patience, the commitment to get there, and especially how much more you have to offer, how much more you know, how much more you could do. It's just that you don't have to, you don't need to, but your true self is even bigger, is even greater. And with this bird, which kind of reminds me of a, I'm not sure if it's an actual bird or a generic one, but it reminds me of something like a parrot, something like a hawk, something like not a dove or a more city dwelling bird, and in it I can see this sort of, yes, I'm beautiful, yes, I'm charismatic, but I'm also actually independent, I'm also actually truly free, I'm also actually truly capable of handling myself, protecting myself. So beware if you try to disrespect me. And with this character, I feel like your evolution is going to progress in a more solitary way, where you get back to your roots, you are more aware and more at ease and more connected to your own nature and the truth about yourself, how this allows you to best move in the physical world, how your confidence in yourself, your knowledge of yourself, your self assuredness is allowing you to be strong and happy and charismatic, maybe mysterious, independent, be able to fly solo if needed in everyday life, to the point where you could be accused, you could have moments where you feel like you are developing a little bit of a narcissistic tendency, and people are going to get entangled in it. People are going to be drawn to your self assuredness, to your security, to your ability to move on, your ability to go on, your strength, your character, and you are not really able to let them keep up with you because they are not on the same level as you are. And on one side it's not your fault, you are more aware, you are more I want to say advanced in your growth, in your personal growth, in your personal development as a human, as an individual compared to them. At the same time, you could maybe use a little bit more empathy, you could maybe at the very least let them feel like you are not abandoning them. In here, I feel like they are going to bow to you. Those who judge you, those who are right now evaluating you and kind of deciding if you are someone that can do something, if you are maybe someone that can cause them problem, if it's the case to have you as a sort of apprentice or be some sort of guide for you, or if it's better to kick you down, push you away, try to limit you. They are going to have to, again, as I said, bow to you and recognize your authority, even if it's maybe not in the most expressive and explicit way, so you may not have the satisfaction to hear them say it, but it does cross their mind, they do acknowledge it, at least within themselves. And this is going to lead you to meet people you can actually relate to, people you can actually have conversation to, you can actually express yourself with, and people that can get you, not because they have necessarily the same experiences, but because they have the same level of growth behind them, and therefore you are truly on the same level. So even actual relationships are possible, whether it is again friendship or a romantic one or even a business partnership. But remember that at a certain point, being above certain people means being able to see how things are, and not in a good way, but more in a, if this happened, if I could do this, if I could do that, more in that sense, more in the being aware of your actual responsibility toward the world, toward others, toward yourself, and kind of seeing when and where you failed and with whom, and when, where, and with whom you have to give up because it's not your job to save them, even if you theoretically could, but because they don't want to, because they are not ready to face certain challenges, you have to let them go and kind of rely on those who can accompany you in on your road, on your process, on your ongoing transformation. Of course, there are going to be other challenges, way more explicit in their challenge, even if it may be not calling you out by name. It is clear what they say, what they do. It's aimed to reach you, it's aimed to hurt you, it's aimed to touch you. So be aware it's not going to be safe after a certain point. There are always people that are trying to diminish you, judge you, make you feel smaller, make you feel stupid, make you feel inadequate in some other way. You cannot expect this to go away. You can be prepared. You can remember how you got rid of them the first time, how you can kind of be assured that you are going to win once again. And yes, at the end, you are going to defeat your enemies. You are going to defeat the previous versions of yourself. You are going to abandon your preconceptions of yourselves and of life. And you are going to grow above all of this, all of them. And yes, this is going to sometimes make you feel lonely, make you feel isolated, make you feel disconnected by the most people. But it's also sort of like looking at the puppy or looking at the child. There, there is a feeling of look at them, how pretty they are, how silly they are. There is this sort of empathic affection based on, I don't want to say a superiority complex, but based on an awareness of the distance between you and them. That is this part of being aware of what you have reached, what you have lived through, what you have grown beyond, and what you have won over. I could go on, but I want to finish it here. This is a reading that is good. We have 11 cards, so a good number of them. As you can see, these cards are very useful to illustrate some sort of evolutionary process, some sort of, again, role you have in someone's life or someone has, sorry, in yours. But of course, it's not really, I think, the best option for reading a practical situation, a specific situation, answer specific questions with, again, a practical sort of aspect to it. Maybe I will combine this deck with the Sibylla style deck or something like a tarot or even a playing card deck to have the yes, no, there's love, there's money, there's conflict, and have this be more the psychological side of things. With tarot, you can have the more psychological side of things with the major arcana, of course, and with the core cards. So maybe it will be interesting to see these mediate with the tarot, or again, it could be best to choose this oracle when you're going to pair it with a non-tarot deck, but a more divinatory predictive style deck without too many aspects of the emotional and psychological side of things, more on the practical and simplified emotion like love and hate, trust and mistrust, truth and lie, and then more practically what's going to happen, events, what's going to happen. Maybe this will serve you more in that case. Anyway, thank you for watching. I, as always, invite you to subscribe to the channel. It helps me keep going. And I invite you to take a look at the description of the video so you can find my email address if you want to book a reading with me. And of course, you can find my handle of Instagram if you want to follow me there as well. See you next time. Bye.